Wayne with Living with Bikes. Today, exhaust systems. There's hundreds and hundreds of exhaust systems out there. Everyone's saying they're the best. So we're going to have a look at the GTR. I need to put an exhaust system on it and I'll show you why. So let's get into it. I'm going to change the exhaust system and put a full system on it, from extractors to the tailpipe. And I'll show you what I'm going to use and the reasons why, and we'll go from there. So come along and we'll change the GTR from a slip-on system to a full customised system. Okay, I have removed these from the exhaust port. Now, make sure you supply them with you. They're a crush washer, so these are hollow and they squeeze up once the exhaust goes in. But make sure you remove them,
the old ones,
from up in there, so they sit in there. Okay, so it's important not to just whack another set over the top, so it's not exactly how they're supposed to work. Alright, just a quick tip. Moving on. Okay, to put these in, because if you just pop them in the head there, they fall out. So what I do is I get a bit of Vaseline, put them on there, and then stick them in. So I'll have a look at how we do that. So a bit of Vaseline, run around in there. Oh, there we go. Now this only holds them until the motor starts. I'll just
grab that, mate. Yep.
Put that in there. Go to the next one. Vaseline. Put the next one in. Can't actually see that at the moment. Oh, there we go. Bit of Vaseline. So it does nothing but holds them in place while we're getting ready to... Sorry, that was me having to resituate.
Talk to you later, buddy.
Okay, mate. See ya. Mark had to go off and do some schoolwork. Alright. There we go. We've got 4 of them in place. They'll just sit there for us. And the good thing about Vaseline, it's as soon as you fire the engine up and create any heat to it, because it's petroleum jelly, it just basically melts. Okay, so that's them taken care of. And we'll get the extractors ready to put into place and have a look at that. Okay, a little bit of technical stuff now. So the pipes that were on it, which are factory pipes, right? So they come down, they basically went 4 pipes into 2, into 2, pretty much sort of into 1 there, and then out. And they also had a pipe here, a little pipe. Now normally when they do that, they're trying to stop backfiring, so when you roll off and you get that popping noise, it's a balance pipe, so usually that's what that's for. These pipes, these extractors, don't have that. They pretty much have a 4 which go into 1. There's no into 2 and then so on. These have provisions to put exhaust sensors, so that would be EGTs. This bike didn't run EGT sensors, so that's fine, we just won't plug them in. There's nothing to plug in to. Now, one of the interesting facts and the reasons why you do this, everyone, you know, sort of says, oh, you know, it's a lot of money just to put stainless steel exhaust on your bike. Okay, these, that's fitting snugly, is, if you can read that, I hope you can, 34.94 millimeters. Now I'll change it over to inches, and that's 1.375 inches. So yeah, you can work that out, 1.375. Now we move on to the new ones. We'll pick a nice straight bit of pipe. On we go. Okay, so they're 1.659 inches. I'll come around this side. Right, come around this side. Let's swap it over to millimeters for us guys. Oh, I'm still on inches. Hang on. That's millimeters. Right, so we are at 42.6 millimeters. Being that I've got a fishbowl brain, I'll have to go back and redo this one. It's gone to inches, millimeters. $35.6. $42. So there's your difference. They're quite a lot bigger in the pipe itself, and that should transfer into more power on the bike. Now where it does, I will show you later on. I do have from the factory, if you use a full exhaust system, which we are, I do have on the factory the graph, the dyno graph that they've supplied. So I'll put that up so you can see the difference. And you can also go onto the Delkevic site yourself and have a look at all the different styles of mufflers to pick out the one that you might like for your bike. I've picked this particular one that I like, which is similar to what I had on there before. So yeah, have a look, go onto the site, have a look, see the graphs, it'll tell you exactly. And but now you can tell now we've done that there is a big difference in the actual main pipes coming out from the head. So alright, we'll go on to the next bit, which will be fitting the headers on, and then obviously the rest of the pipe. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, so the extractors are in, or headers, whatever you want to call them, and I've got them bolted up. So, and that's as far as we've gone. So they weren't too bad. The biggest trick is to just relieve the radiator from its mountings, which gives you, you know, just that amount of room that you can swing in and out. They're still connected, so I still haven't dropped the system. Still got water in it. It's just that I've undone the top and bottom mounting brackets to allow me just to move in and out and get your hands in there. So there you go. That's the extractors done. And being a responsible person, I mean, you know, we don't need to listen to it out of the extractors, because we've heard them before. You're kidding, aren't you? Of course we do. Where's my key? Yeah. Okay, so let's have a look what we're up to now. I've got the extractors in, I've got the radiator away from the extractor. We come down underneath. As we said, we didn't use any of these because we didn't need to. So any of these adapters, and they're blanked off when you get them. We'll come along. Little tip is I've kept the brackets facing up so you don't snag them on anything. So both of those are on the upside of the pipe. And the difference being that when you get out here, you actually put that one on the downside. So that's the only difference. So there's the pipe. I haven't started it yet, so we'll do that now. We'll have a bit of a listen. And not that you'll probably hear much difference through the camera, but I will probably notice it. Alright, so we'll get into that. Okay, so that was the first run with the new pipe on. Straight away I think I can feel that it's more responsive as far as it picks the revs up quicker. Just sitting here idling and then giving it a blip, it just seems to jump into life a bit quicker, so that might be a good thing. So at this point in time it's just a matter of putting it all back together, and then once we've done that we'll take it out and we'll give it a couple of road tests and see what we reckon. So stay tuned for that. Alright, back again guys. It's actually 2 days later now. I didn't get it finished on the weekend and it's been a bit, the weather's been rough the last few days. So anyway, it's still windy right now. You can probably hear my little tent here moving around. But I have made some progress and we're up to the stage. Little Rexy down there, just having a bit of a look inside. So I've got the side covers back on. I've got this, which is called an inner panel, right hand inner panel. Obviously the exhaust is on. Sorry Rexy boy. I have, because it was cracked, this here, should I get down low? They crack. Sometimes if you do them up too tight, they'll crack. This one cracked because it fell over a long time ago, and it must have put a hairline crack in it, and then over time it's got bigger and bigger. So I'm sorry if the noise of the wind is over the top of me, but can't do much about it. Alright, so we've just about got it all back together. I do want to give this a full service, which means undoing this panel again to get to the washer bubble in there, but that's okay, I'll do that. We've got the windscreen to put on, and then it's all start up and see how she sounds. Isn't that right, Rexy? Yeah. That's right. Alright. So I'll get the windscreen on. Excuse Rex. Come bub. Move out of the way. Good boy. Get the windscreen on, and then that will pretty much finish us. Then it's a matter of getting it out. Quick test. I found a bolt. I'll show you this bolt that I found, that for no other reason than it's just come loose over time when I was doing a check over. This one here, which is a main bolt that holds this whole panel on, was missing. So I'll find another bolt, a proper one, put that in and get that done before we go out on the road. Alright, we're still moving along. When I was putting this, or when I pulled it all apart, I noticed there was two things. One of them was the cap, which covers the overflow bottle, the reserve bottle, was missing. So at some stage while I've been riding, it's got loose and fell off, which is pretty unusual. But for all those GTR guys, when you're doing your servicing, make sure that your cap hasn't fallen off. So anyway, we'll put that back on. So you do have to remove this cover, the top cover there, which isn't too bad, and then the cap just simply goes on here, which exposes it. So I'm going to give that just a nice good pinch up. I've already topped it back up again because it was quite low, so that's all I needed to do there. Now the other part was this here. Some time ago this had fallen over, this bike, and I had it repaired, and I think this must have been fractured, or I've over tightened that nut, which the bolt that goes in there, which is that one. So I've got that to replace, which come yesterday, so I'm really happy about that. So we'll do that now, and then we're nearly finished. It's nearly time to go for a ride and see what it sounds like. Okay, we'll move along. Tell John to start his first.
Sorry?
Tell John to start his first.
Well, I'm waiting for him to start it.
I know, that's what I said. Yeah, that's our little dig. Alrighty, here we go. Alright. And off we go. I actually have a feeling as though it might be leaking a little bit on the front. So that's something I'll have to have a look at. I sort of made sure I didn't over tighten them, because there's nothing worse than over tightening nuts and bolts, but the front section has the crush washers in there, and they may have crushed up, and when they've got hot they've got a bit more and they've loosened up. So that's something I'll look at when I get home. So my observations of it was that this bike would normally start making power at about 4,000 revs, and now I found that it's making power at about 3,500. So I've gained about 500 RPM there. Red line I don't think makes a lot of difference. I think when it hits the red line it's just the same. I know that you can have these mapped out and they give you about another 500 RPM at full throttle, but I don't really think it's necessary for this bike, because I don't ride it that hard all the time. Okay, so we've got first gear there. Well, first gear at any of these big bikes just gets them going real quick, so we'll try and do some just roll-on stuff to show you. Like I'm in second at the moment. We're going up a hill, and I'll click the third gear. There's third gear at 2,000 revs. Roll it on. Which is better than it used to do. This is a roundabout. I'm doing 30 k's an hour. I'm in fourth gear. And it rolled out quite easier doing that. I'm at 2,000 revs at 50 k's. Back to first gear, stopping. So that went to 80 in probably 2.5 seconds, 3 seconds from a standing start. So it has definitely made a change. I think the bike has more low-down torque that's noticeable, and it revs through the rev range quicker. So from 2,000 revs through to 10, it's actually quicker, which then gives you a quicker speed. You know, that transfers directly to how fast the bike accelerates. Found that the bike, so I'm doing about 72, 73 k's now at 2,000 revs. That's top gear. There's 80, 90. So it was in top gear then, so at 2,000 revs. So it wasn't blistering takeoff, but it did actually pull away and start to go, you know. So if you want to be in a lazy mode and just basically cruise around, it allows you to do that. K's into second gear, 60 K's. Just does it easy now, it doesn't have any labouring, which is what I like. I don't like to feel that amount of labour. So in conclusion, Delkevic have made an exhaust system which does exactly what they say, which is really good, because so many times you can put something on thinking, you know, you're going to get something really good, and you don't. But in this case, Delkevic have done a really good job. I'm really happy with the way that it performs on this bike with this system. But don't forget that they say that Delkevic say that they check every system they make. They check it on the dyno on a particular bike. So I mean, that's got to be, you know, something. They just made exhaust systems and sold them. Well, they're not really testing them the right way, are they? So really happy with it. Does what I wanted it to do, and I wouldn't hesitate to say to anyone, you know, go and get one of their systems, you'll be happy with it. So we do have one we're going to do for the CBR Blackbird, so stay tuned for that one, and we'll show when we do it. Alright, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next video. See ya.